Okay folks, we're here on the side of a management track. You look in there, you've got mosses, down here on the edge. They're only a couple of inches deep. Further up in there, they're like 14 to 16. If we turn around, you can see the downslope, which is where these seep lines used to continue all the way down there, eventually finding themselves into Cope Creek, Pretty Valley Creek, flow down, join to Wonga Huts Creek, continue on down to the Kiwa River. But we made a management track in here. Now, we've discussed management tracks before. We've discussed how they upset water flows before. We've discussed how they cut them through the middle of moss beds before. So, whilst this video may appear the same, and look, this little green kitty here, absolutely luminescent, beautiful. They're up here by the thousands. There's a tiny minuscule one hiding down in there I can't see. Don't know if I got him on camera for you. The purpose of this video is not that they've cut it through a moss bed or a watercourse. It's a completely different purpose, and that is bank slumping. So you can see down here, I'll zoom it out fractionally, all of the rock and everything that's washed away. The water flowing's eroded it. The banks are all undercut. The banks fall down and slump. Yeah, you can see they're beautiful undercut. There's the watercourse cutting into it. Look how deep through there a channel it's made in the course of rain and snow melt. Again, put my hand down next to it. You're talking 8 inches of natural erosion. It's not caused by a horse. It's not caused by anything other than rainfall and snow melt running down here, because it can't penetrate all of the mosses and grasses that exist. So not all of it gets down into the soil and subsoil. Some of it does actually shed straight off the top. But there's your bank slumping, and amazingly you can see the shape of those moss beds extending down. They've followed the bank slumping. They've followed the dirt that's been undermined out of that bank by waters charging down this management track during high rainfall periods and snow melts. Now, why am I doing this? Well, again, what's the number one argument of these supposed scientists, researchers, Don Driscoll types, Andrew Cox types, that have got everybody bluffed and got everybody convinced with their bullshit? They blame the horses for bank slump. They love showing photographs of where a horse will come down for a drink and the banks are all slumped. And apparently that only happens in the presence of horses that come down for a drink. Well, again, I call bullshit. I'm going to call bullshit every single day of the week. And if you folks actually came out here and saw it for yourselves, instead of listening to their bullshit and accepting it as gospel because they're a professor or, have those little string of letters after their names again, you'd realise that it's bullshit. You'd start using your own minds. You'd start processing what your own eyes show you, using your own common sense, logic, rational thought processes, and you'd come to the same conclusion that I do. It's nature doing what nature's always done, people. Unfortunately, there's a group of imbeciles out there hiding behind the educational facilities that they work for that want to keep you in the realms of bullshit. So, here again we go. Another indent, another downslope watercourse coming from up there, gets to here, flows off, slowly trickles, slowly drips, and have a look at the undercut in that bank. Got nothing to do with horses, people. It's nature doing what nature's always done, what nature's always gonna bloody do, whether there's horses here or not, cattle here or not. And to be perfectly honest, if we were gonna blame anything whatsoever for starting that process, we'd be blaming the grader or dozer that pushed up here to make Parks Management Track in the first bloody place. Alrighty, leave it with you. I know you'll think about it. I know pretty well what conclusions you're going to come to as well. Why? Because you're all intelligent folks. Alright, chat soon.